What is up? It is me. It is I. I am the greatest there is, the greatest there was, and the greatest there ever will be. I am greatness personified. Myself. Yes, yes, yes. Stoney greatness. And I am here. I'm here with the myth, the legend, the activist, the conqueror, the educator, the innovator, the philanthropist, the author, the man of the hour. So show some respect. Bend the knee, because they come from all across the world to see the man who wears the crown that hangs 2 inches from the ground. Oh yeah. He is your king. He's my king. He is King Kevyn!
One day. I keep saying it. We just don't plan it out. We have to plan that out. We have to change that last part. Like I did that when we first started this introduction because I didn't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
And it was cheesy and it was cute. But here we are. Welcome you guys to another awesome episode of the GreatMines Show.
Yes.
I am your host, King Kevyn, with Stoney Greatness.
Yes. We're here. And took a week off, but we're back.
And a lot happens in a week.
Yeah.
A lot has happened. Personally and on the show.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to get comfortable. Sit back, join us in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share this video and turn on the notification bell so that way every time we're going live or we're putting out any new content, you'll get a notification. All right?
Right.
So, what are we talking about?
So, we are going to power through episode 10.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Darn.
And we're going to power through episode 11 because we got lots to talk about.
So loud.
And our rankings have taken a major shot. But
oh my God.
We have, we'll get to that. But we're going to talk about episode 10. So last week, all right, our queens competed in, what was it? Oh, an interview challenge.
Yes.
Where they had 3 celebrities to interview, and Ru picked 3 very loose cannon-y, if you will, type of celebrities that they had to work with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we had drag queen personality Connie Love.
Connie Love.
We also had Charro. Gucci. Ay.
Don't want to spill my coffee.
Yeah, no.
That I'm drinking from my Halloween Nights mug.
Yes, shout out. And number 3 was Frankie Grande, brother of Ariana Grande. Competed on Big Brother. We're Big Brother fans over here. So they had to interview them, and they were all split up into teams. We had Sasha and Anitra with Charro. We had Lux, Selena Estetes, and Mistress Isabel Brooks.
Yes.
With Connie Love. And with Frankie Grande, we had Anitra. Oh no. With Charro, it wasn't Anitra with Charro. Anitra was with Frankie Grande.
Yeah.
Along
it was
with
Lucy, right?
No, Lucy was with Frankie Grande as well.
Malaysia. No,
Malaysia was with Baby Doll Fox.
Marsha was with Charro.
Marsha was with Charro. Yes. How could we forget?
We're covering 2 episodes in one.
Yeah. So forgive us, guys. So that was the pairings and everything and the assignments. Moving along. We're
with the recap.
I would say that the the strongest performances of the interviews was Sasha Colby's interview with Chado, Lux New Orleans' interview with Connie Love,
yes,
and Lucy LaDuca's interview with Frankie Grande. Those were the strongest ones. Anitra did very well that episode.
Mostly. Marsha looked so lost.
Yeah, Marsha couldn't understand a word Chado was saying.
And she looked so like intently like trying to figure out what she. And she did. But you know what? Mistress did the same thing.
Yes. Yeah, Mistress was very much a deer in headlights with Connie Love.
Connie was in the kitchen cooking up a good storm, and Mistress wasn't. She couldn't smell what Connie was cooking.
Not at all. And it was definitely that Mistress had a weak performance. I would say that Selena S. Titties also had a weak performance, but it wasn't, as weak as Mistress. And then you also had Malaysia Baby Doll Fox, who had a weak performance.
Yes.
She was like Frankie just steamrolled her in that interview. It wasn't at all entertaining to me.
At that, it turned into him interviewing her, or him. He basically took the reins of the interview, and at some point, like she was just responding to his questions and queries.
Right. So the winner of the Maxi Challenge last week was Sasha Colby, and that's back-to-back wins for her. She is the first queen to make it to 3 wins, and typically queens that have 3 wins make it to the finals. Pretty much every queen that has ever gotten 3 wins on a season.
I mean, is there ever a question as to if she was going to make it to the finals? I was rewatching the first episode, and when Sasha walked in, I think it was Irene who said, "Okay, we can all just go home now."
Right? Yeah. No, it is and that is playing out. That is playing out in the overall race. So yeah, Sasha Colby won. And the runway was a night of 1,000 Beyonces. Everyone wore a Beyonce inspired look.
I have to point out. Of all of the looks, 2 looks did stand out for good reasons. Lux did a Beyonce look that was an homage to Tina Turner, but who did they say made this?
Bob Mackie.
But that was also a look that Ru had done before. Lux is onto something.
Yes. Watch that space.
But she turned it. Like, that was the most fish body she's ever given us. Proportions was right. Performance was right. Confidence. Lux, great job. The other look that I wanted to point out was Lucy LaDuca, who did the baby bump reveal look that Beyonce did. Spots on, except there was no bump. And she even took a moment to rub her belly like Beyonce did. But there was no bump. And I was thinking about it like, I mean, you look good, but there's no bump. I'm a little disappointed because that look is complete because of the bump.
Yeah.
Like, that was a part of the look. So Lucy chose not to do it, but, of course, Lucy was safe.
Yes, Lucy was safe this week. And she thought that she could have won again.
Of course she don't.
Lux also thought that she should have won.
Of course she thought she could.
Yeah, but Sasha won. So, so the bottom 2 were, the bottom 3 were Mistress, Malaysia Baby Doll Fox, and Selena S. Titties. And the 2 that were up for elimination were Selena S. Titties and Malaysia Baby Doll Fox.
Now, before we continue.
Yes, let's.
I predicted from the very beginning of the show, literally every girl in order, except for Amethyst. Amethyst threw me off. But after Amethyst, I knew who was going home one after the other. And in this episode, it was no different.
Right.
We made all of our predictions, and we've been saying it, and we've been basically picking them off one by one. Malaysia Baby Doll Fox. I guess I just spilled the beans. Selena S. Titties, Shantae, you stay. Malaysia Baby Doll Fox, Sashay, away.
Yes. So officially now, Selena has sent home 3, which makes her, she sent home 1 more than Jax, because Jax sent home 2. So
Amethyst. So that was so things are changing, and I gotta recalibrate because I'm completely thrown off now
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't. Well, Amethyst sent 2 people home,
Mm-hmm.
got eliminated. Jack sent 2 people home,
Mm-hmm.
got eliminated. Selena sent 2 people home, and she's still kicking. So she broke that trend.
Right, and she is officially the lip sync assassin of the season because she has the most lip sync bodies.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
And still standing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Right. So, moving on to this week's episode. Episode 11. Wow, there's a lot going on with this episode, and so let's dive in. So the episode opens, and this is our first episode where we're back to the regular 90-minute format. All right, so no more Friends of WeHo, messing up our drag race, euphoria. We got regular uncut drag race. So excited about that. And boy, was it a show to have with this extra time that they have now. So the episode begins with the mini challenge. The mini challenge is a Vogue challenge.
Now, I really love this because we've been covering the ballroom scene for so long, and we were very upset to hear that Legendary was canceled. There will be no further seasons. Excuse me. But the homage to the ballroom scene that Ru threw into this episode, it was so much fun. The only problem I had with this challenge was the use of the word shablam.
Yeah. It's shawam.
Other than that, I'm like perfectly fine. Right. Loved every bit of it.
All kudos to all the queens. They all put in their unique effort to try and win. I knew that when it was a Vogue contest, I kind of felt like the winner was going to be the winner. But we had good showings. Mistress Isabel Brooks was hilarious and funny and appropriate for her.
Yes.
You had Sasha Colby just wreck shop. Like she wrecked shop. Now, it's one thing to wreck the shop, but when you come through and knock the whole building down, okay? Anitra came in and knocked the whole building down.
Wait. Yes, she did, but she was just knocking down the walls that Sasha already kicked in. So, yes, she did knock down the walls, knock it out. But, again, she was just, like, finishing up whatever was left from Sasha's performance because Sasha slayed that freaking challenge. Now, I think it's because of Anitra's acrobatics and aerobics and, like, flexibility and ability to move and maneuver the way she does gave her the advantage in this challenge. But
well, technically, she's the only, if you look at all of their showing, she's the only queen that actually vogued, that displayed all 5 elements of Vogue.
Now, I should have known you was going to try to get me on a technicality because that is absolutely right. Keep going.
So Anitra won the mini challenge. She won $2,500, $2,500. Yeah. So and she got to pick the order for the maxi challenge, which was a comedy show. I forgot what they called it.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we call that a comedy show?
No.
We
can call one act.
It was more like a high school talent show, but you still didn't figure out exactly what was going on.
Right.
And that's bad to say because, like, if I were to judge overall the entire cast, that was very underwhelming. Like, extremely. It didn't give much to look forward to. I mean, and honestly, even the best of weren't like that.
Yeah, no,
they were good.
They were good, but they weren't, funny.
Right.
There's a difference. So, so the queens had to. It was sponsored by the Maxi Challenge was sponsored by Bubbly. and they had to pick flavors out of a cooler to figure out who they were going to work with. Well, you had Anitra was paired with Sasha Colby, which was a promising pair. All right. Watch this space, was a promising pair, I said. Then you had Mistress get paired with Marsha. And then you had Lux get paired with Lucy LaDuca.
Now,
and,
let's pause right there because
go right ahead.
You know, Lux called Lucy out about this baby bump in the beginning of the episode.
Yes.
And they had words back and forth. And Lucy's like, well, why are you hating on she said, why are you hating on Beyonce? She said, I'm not hating on Beyonce. I'm hating on you for not having the bump.
Right.
Or insult. No, she said, I'm not insulting Beyonce. I'm insulting you.
You, yeah.
And I'm like, yes, Lux. That's what I needed to see. Like, everybody's been skirting around telling Lucy about herself. Lux gave it to her.
Yeah, Lux did give it to her. And so it was interesting to see, can they coexist? Will it work out? Who knows? So they were paired. Now, Selena Estitties wasn't paired with anybody.
Because there was an odd number
of people. Yeah. So she had a choice. She could go it alone, all right, and be a one
act.
Yeah, woman act. Or she could steal a queen and make somebody else be a one woman act.
So she chose to get her Latina sister to pair up with her. So she stole Mistress from Marsha, leaving Marsha to have to do her entire set all alone.
Watch this space. So we go into the challenge and we got to see them in the workroom, or we got to see a lot of them workshop their ideas amongst each other in the workroom. We also got a chance to watch Ali Wong, who was a guest judge, and Michelle Visage workshop with the queens as far as their jokes go. And during that segment, you could see where you could kind of see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
As to who was going to be struggling and who wasn't going to be struggling.
It was a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me just say, comedy is hard. It's not even like you keep hearing people say timing. You have to have a message to deliver with the timing.
Right.
And some people had issues pulling that out of their bag. During the preparation to meet with Michelle and Ali Wong, Anitra started getting these like headaches. And it was throwing her off a game. So instead of writing, she had to be excused and seen by medics or whatever, leaving Sasha to like, that's what it was. Watch this space. Leaving Sasha to have to like figure out how they're going to maneuver, with little material, one queen down, so she's like getting all nervous and upset, which I agree. It made me nervous because first off, those are the two best. And like they can't go down, like not even just like statistically,
because it's going to be a hard sell to keep me watching.
Honestly, no. If those two and Lux go, then I'm good. But no, I would still watch because I would want to know who took it.
Yeah, I would want to know who took it.
Yeah,
but that this would definitely be a disappointing season of Drag Race. And the next season of All Stars is going to be season 15 versus the world, because that's what it should be.
Right.
Because these women deserve, or these queens deserve a shot at a fair shot at a crown. If they don't get a fair shot at this crown. But yeah, so they workshopped with Michelle and Ali. It was nice. They got good feedback. Ali Wong is adorable.
Yes, and funny. I like her.
And funny, yeah. So we get to the main stage, and Mistress and Selena had a very touching moment where they bonded over their Latina struggles of being,
But I kind of want to talk about Selena and Mistress during the session with Ali and Michelle.
Okay.
Because you were talking about like you started seeing the writing on the wall. Selena is loud, and we know this. That's part of her her stick. But she can also talk and talk. And she reminds me a lot of me. And she's not my favorite queen, but because she started rambling, and by the time she got to her punchline, you forgot where she started, so it wasn't funny anymore. That's me. If you didn't know, that's me. But she just seemed lost, and we're in that moment, like, okay. And Mistress is in the confessional saying, like, hey, she's struggling. I got to make sure that, if she goes down, I don't go down with her. In my head, I'm thinking that Mistress, and I'm like, that's smart. That's what Mistress should do.
Yes.
Give herself a plan B.
Every man for themselves.
In case this doesn't work out. The only person that can crash and burn by themselves legally at this point is Marsha.
Yes.
So Mistress, gave that little look like, oh, I got something up my sleeves. I don't want to go through all of the girls. I just wanted to point those things out. Watch that space.
Yes. So we get to the challenge night, and the runway, by the way, was shredded something, shredded beauty or something shredded. It was a shredded theme. It had to be shredded, I guess. Have something that looked shredded. Whatever. So they do the sets and everything. They start the comedy show. Marsha comes out, and it was cute. But no, unfortunately.
It was cute, but it wasn't it.
Yeah.
It was, again, I feel like this was a high school talent show. Marsha was the host and opening the show. And it was enough not to bomb, but not enough to really even be memorable. No? Yeah?
Yeah, so we're moving on.
So after that, we had Lux and Lucy.
Yes, we had Lux and Lucy come out, which, they were the best of the night.
Honestly.
Let's be real.
We're
not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to try to dance around it.
It seems like when two girls have a conflict and they end up working together, they excel.
Yep, happened with Malaysia and Mistress earlier. Yeah. So, they came out, and their little set was cute.
They used their little conflict to roast each other during their comedy slot. So it was actually funny, and they played with everybody. Well, not everybody, because they didn't go one by one. But what I'm saying is they gave us everyone a chance to feel and be a part of their set.
Yep, and their story, and it was very much two shady queens, just having
shading
fun.
Each other.
Yeah, and it was great. It was enjoyable.
Yes,
it was very enjoyable.
Again, the best of the night.
Yes, and I mean, I would say on any other challenge with a lot of, if you stack that up with other comedy queens and other comedy queens set, it's not the strongest. I don't think it was a very safe performance. I would say that it's safe on any other season. Is it the best? For this season, yes, but for other seasons, it would have been a safe performance.
It's also fun and interesting to see, like, different challenges from season to season are outstanding, and then others are like mediocre, then others are piss poor. And this season, I guess they just suck, because last season that freaking snatch game was the worst in history, and this season the comedy wasn't there. And it's like, a lot of the girls are funny, they can be campy, but I don't think any of them are truly comedy queens. Like, we don't have any real comedy queens in this cast. Right. And I mean, the ones who I think could have done that has left already.
Right.
I think that Amethyst could have done it. Irene could have done it. Yeah.
Maybe.
I think Poppy could have done it.
Yeah.
But anyway. So here we are.
But Lux and Lucy were the best of the night. Then we had, did we have we had Anitra and Sasha next, which was disappointing. Now, Anitra, like we said, was dealing with, a migraine. So there was extenuating circumstances that kind of contributed, but you also had, according to the way that the show is, they had a night to, try to refine things and incorporate the notes.
And you can tell that they
feedback.
were working on it. I think this has been the least favorite performance of mine by either of them.
By both of them, yes. This was definitely both of their weakest performance. And even though Anitra technically was in the bottom 2 during the Lollapalooza, so you could say that was a bad performance for her, I don't think she necessarily lost.
You actually have to count that as a bottom because she actually sent Jax home. So that's an official.
It's weird because ranking. It's weird because it's like
it was bottom by default.
It is bottom by default, but it was also a win because she's the winner of the Lollapalooza technically. She was the last queen standing.
Technically, yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like that little half coin on the Legends of Hidden Temple. It's not really, you know, it's good to have. It's not a bad
thing, but it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
But this performance now, let's start with the fact that they look great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they look.
They
absolutely
had a concept.
Amazing. Yes.
It just didn't deliver.
Just didn't land. Didn't land. They harp too much on being stoners, and don't get us wrong. We love us some stoners, ladies.
Oh yes.
If you ever are in Philadelphia, we would love to have a nice little stone session with you, like Sasha and Anitra.
Both
y'all got the invite.
Yes.
But you know, there's jokes that you can tell, but you got to be able to tell those jokes, and they weren't told. No. They weren't told. Sasha had a couple good shots.
So their set was them interacting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
They created. It looked like a script to be performed, and they were doing what was in the script to do, but it was not delivering. And Sasha could sense that the room got quiet. It was getting tough. And Sasha she pulled the Mistress, or what I thought Mistress was going to do. When I said, watch this. So she created a backup plan, a plan B, so that just in case their shtick didn't work out, she could save herself. The moment she did that, the laughs began to fly across the room. And that was the same moment I saw Anitra's face go like, oh, damn, bitch, you didn't set me up. Because she wasn't prepared for that. And it's like, again, this is the game. This is where we are.
This is the race. You gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta put yourself in the best position to have the best possibility of taking home that $250,000.
Right. So it's like, oh, and again, we're gracious. We do understand you had some challenges, legitimate challenges at the beginning of this challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And you still showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't good. I was gonna say it wasn't hard. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't good.
No.
So she kind of knew in that moment that she was going to end up in the bottom one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have Selena Estites and Mistress Isabel Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
Take it away.
Yep. So they end off the show, and it was cute. You know, Selena took her direction because she just talked during the workshop. But she pared her story down, and it was actually cohesive, made sense, got some chuckles. Mistress, I don't know, because in the workshop she seemed like she was getting laughs and everything.
Yeah.
And when she was on stage, it was a totally different set. And
so I think in the workshop she was really just flowing off of being Mistress.
Mm-hmm.
In their set, she was trying to stick to this script that they had came up with.
Right. And I thought that she should have thrown it by the wayside, jump off that boat, because it was only working for Selena.
It really was. Yeah. Only working for Selena now.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that Selena was like super great.
No, she wasn't.
Last time we were with you guys, I made a prediction. And I'm going to say this before we get to who the bottom 3 were.
Mm-hmm.
But last week, well, not last week, but
I'm pretty sure you can tell who the bottom 3 were based off of our recap.
Yeah. Well, so far.
But
Selena was in my my list to be knocked off next. Her, and I'm bringing that up because her looks
are terrible.
And it's like she's gotten so many notes.
Now this week's look, it had a story, it had a meaning. Was it my favorite look of the night? No. Do I understand the meaning and the significance behind it for her? Yes. Do I respect it? Yes. Do I like it? No.
So this runway was dedicated to her mom, who had stage 4 breast cancer
and crossed the border to give them a better life.
And that's something that is very dear to me, and I can empathize with that. More power to you. Kudos. Great job. I don't like the look. I mean, I'm more than sure your mom is honored by your tribute, but it's what can we say about Selena's look? Like, what would help her? Less is more. That's the thing for Selena. Less is more. When she does like a silhouette gown and her makeup is done up, oh my gosh, stunning. This, yeah. And then there's Mistress.
And then there's Mistress.
Again, she was lost. I feel like she was trying to stick to the script, and I should have written the script so I can stick to it, because I think I just went off myself. They were STTs. That's what it's called.
But Mistress, Mistress wasn't as strong as she needed to be in order to get this win.
And it was like she was weaker than Selena, and that's why I made
in the end. Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. So that was the show.
My mind is just blown now. All right, so they're bottom 3.
Yep. So all the queens we're down to the last 7. So all the queens were on.
Wait. The winner. We have to talk about the winner first, and then we'll do the bottom 3.
Yeah. So after the critiques and the judges' deliberations, which we got to see, which helped understand and paint and everything.
At least help us understand how they got to their decision.
Yeah, because without the judges, missing the judges' deliberations over the past few weeks has really called into question, has a lot of fans, a lot of serious fans like us, calling Rue's judgment into question.
Hell yeah.
And granted, it's Rue's show. We're fans, and Rue has no obligation to, even explain her decisions as to why she sent a certain queen home that particular day.
Or let a queen win a particular day,
right? Or or why Lux won that triple threat lip sync, over Anitra, which should not have happened. But hey, we didn't get those judges' deliberations for a reason, so we're gonna give Rue the benefit of the doubt, to which Rue earned by virtue of being the drag legend that she is.
I feel like Rue knew, the girls that she saved and the girl that she sent home that went home before her time, I think Rue knew they both were going to end up going home anyway. So it's like, okay, it doesn't matter which order, because they're all going to go home anyway.
Right. Yeah. But but the judges' deliberations made sense as to who the bottom 2 were. This week,
and it was it made it very clear. But let's talk about the top,
the winner, and the judges' deliberations also made it very clear who the winners were going to be. And kind of spoiler out of the bag, because they didn't name like top people; they just named safe team and winners. So the safe team was Mistress Isabel Brooks and Selena Estites. They're safe to fight another day. Then you had the winners named. The winners, obviously,
Lux and Lucy.
So they shared the win. They each got $5,000.
And this is both of their second win
at the same time. So if you are ranking based off of wins, you have Sasha Colby at number 1 with 3. Lucy and Lux are tied in second with 2. Then you have Anitra and Mistress sitting with 1 right now.
And you have Estites and Marsha
with none right now. Then we had the bottom 3 queens left there. We had Marsha, Sasha Colby, and Anitra on the bottom three. I know. Three of the strongest queens this season are in the bottom, and one of them is going to go home. You know, so we think
like there's
maybe,
yeah. But it's like,
you know, yeah,
we're already in a space where, and the bad thing is, after this episode, it's going to be like that every episode, where you're going to see the best.
It's going to be heartbreaking
going home. But Sasha, and I've been saying everyone has a bad day. This was the worst for Sasha, and I think that she still turned it for who she is and what she did. Like between her runway look and her, even the look in the challenge, she looked great.
Yeah.
But baby girl, you was in the bottom.
Yeah. Now she was the safe queen.
Hold on. Hear this. Sasha Colby was in the bottom.
Yeah, I know.
When Estitis was safe.
Yes.
What is this world coming to?
We are living in a parallel universe
has to
now.
Be.
Like there was an incursion or something.
Yes, has to.
You know. But yeah, so Sasha
on a mic and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I'm real close.
Yeah, you gotta talk.
I'm over here pouring me some soda.
Just gotta do ASMR.
Yo, the GreatMines Show after dark. We need to get back to those.
With some ASMR. We're pouring soda. Yes, you gotta sound soothing.
That's why I use this voice.
Okay.
Are you changing your underwear yet?
No, I haven't them in 3 days.
Is that smell?
That and some 3-week-old banana bread that I stuffed in there.
So our bottom three is Sasha, Anitra, and Marsha.
Yep. And Sasha was safe. All right, so that left the bottom two queens up for elimination as Anitra and Marsha.
They perform or lip sync to Boss Bitch by Doja Cat.
Now, let us take a moment here,
folks. I'm stressed.
Let us take a moment here, folks, because Drag Race is known for lip syncs. Okay?
That's what drag is about.
Yeah. And
mostly.
But Drag Race took lip syncs and added, death match to it. Where they are lip syncing for their lives.
Yeah.
And it is a knockdown drag fight.
That's what it should be. a good lip sync.
And we have been blessed over the years to see some great lip syncs.
Yeah.
Okay. Freaking Shea Coulee versus Sasha Velour in the finals. Outstanding lip sync. Who else? Freaking in the last All Stars, when Trinity and Evie Oddly lip synced.
Yes.
Good gravy.
Even in Sasha and Monet Exchange when they did Oregano had a form.
Yeah. Sasha Colby, or not Shea Coulee and Monet Exchange, yes. Great ones. And then we have what has been considered to be the best, the best lip sync that has ever happened, from All Stars, with Tatiana versus Alyssa Edwards. And, to what was that? Rihanna Shut Up and Drive.
Mm-hmm.
By far the best lip sync to ever have happened.
However, I do beg to differ. The best lip sync assassin that no one is given any credit to is Silky Nutmeg Ganache. She was so good, she lip synced against herself. Don't take that from her.
She is a lip sync assassin, but she's not a part of some of the best lip syncs in history.
That was memorable. Sitting there watching her.
It is memorable. She is memorable.
One after one after one.
She is memorable. She is memorable. But
was it what Eureka that knocked her out?
None of those lip syncs I would go back and watch again. The lip syncs that I named
I definitely
are
would.
all lip syncs that people go and religiously watch again.
I get it, but that was one for the books.
This lip sync between Anitra and Marsha. I love Tatiana and I love Alyssa Edwards. And when I tell you that lip sync holds a special place in my heart that is reserved for family, and loved ones and everything else like that, this one is sharing that mantle with them because, in my opinion, this is either tied or slightly by a hair better than that lip sync. Because when I tell you both Marsha and Anitra were fighting, like you could tell that it was a fight. They were pulling out tricks. Like
it felt like I was getting two shows at once.
Yes.
So if you ever watch the lip syncs, Ru is always, you can tell what's going on with Ru's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That tells the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like she'll peer over and then she'll look back to the one that's like entertaining her.
Mm-hmm.
To this episode,
smile was on her face. Her eyes were going back and forth like she was watching Serena Williams at the U.S. Open.
Yes.
Like, it was ridiculous.
There was a moment that Marsha decided to get flexible and did this backwards bridge to whatever.
Yeah, if y'all watch wrestling, the Bray Wyatt walk and Spider Walk, or like the girl from the ring, walking Marsha out of the... Yeah.
And she's killing it. And freaking Anitra says, okay, let me flip over her.
Yes. And Free Willy's over her. Like Estides was like, "Oh, Free Willy," like making fun of it and everything, but it was fitting because she literally dove over into a graceful little, roll and everything.
And gave floor performance.
Like, but Marsha was giving it too.
Marsha did too. It was like there was a moment when Marsha was at the beginning of the run, or at the end of the runway, and Nisha walked back to the beginning or whatever. And you got that was like one of the best angles because you got to see both of them at the same time. It was a show that you wanted to see.
Oh, I would have paid to see that. Like, that was pay-per-view.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Pay-per-view.
Tyson and Holyfield.
Like, wow.
Yeah, that was the story.
And when I tell you that besides the Tatiana, there has not been a lip sync, and even I would even put the Sasha Colby and Anitra lip sync as one of the best lip syncs that has ever happened. That was a
really, But this, I think, and
this was way better.
Sasha. Nothing from Sasha. Sasha kills every time she's up there, but the rivalry between Marsha and Anitra that we didn't know that they had, because they definitely put it out there.
It was cutthroat, and you felt it, and like it was amazing. And if there was never a lip sync, like I said, besides Sasha Colby versus Anitra, Alyssa Edwards versus Tatiana, if there was ever a lip sync that deserved a double Shantae You Stay, all right, it was this one.
Now, what you about to say? Finish it.
I was gonna say Candy Muse, count your lucky stars, because there was no way that you should have stayed with Simone. Simone sent you home. Simone sent her home. She should have. Candy Muse had no business being in that finals. No business. She lost that lip sync fair and square. She should have been sent home. That lip sync did not deserve a double Shantae. Did not deserve it, RuPaul. All right? Share that.
Now, we earlier, I think twice this season, I thought we were going to get a double elimination.
Mm-hmm.
And deserve that, and we did not.
Mm-mm.
But this performance, as you have made it abundantly clear, deserved a double Shantae. Now, Ru sat there. I've made my decision. Now, before I say a name, I paused like that because I think Ru paused like that, and you can see it in her face. I think she actually was considering a double Shantae.
She should have.
Because at one point, you see Marsha's face look like, yeah, go on, Mom, give it to us. Say it.
Because Marsha knew she earned it.
Shantae, you stay. You may join the other girls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then she gave Marsha her sashay away, and you know, when you hear sashay away, it's that's it. Like, you know, and there isn't any, you know, battle back or anything like that this season, or else it would have happened earlier.
Yeah. And it's like I had to remind, because I was upset.
Mm-hmm.
I truly was upset. I had to remind myself that this is the competition, and that the competition is fierce.
Yes,
like
because looking at the race, like you were, the way it was shaking out, it definitely was shaking out to be the Anitra Sasha Mistress and Marsha show. It was shaking out to be like that until this week, and you know, Marsha got sent packing, and now it's looking like it's going to be Sasha, Anitra, Lux,
so
and Mistress.
Let's just look at what Ru did today,
Mm-hmm.
or in this episode. So, according to Ru's ranking now, Lucy and Lux are at the top, followed by what? Mistress, followed by Selena, or was it the other way around? She sent them both together. Excuse me. Oh, this is so bad. I hate that I'm doing this. She sent
better out than in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better out that way than others.
Based off of this week, so if we were going off of this week, she had, you know, she had Lux and Lucy at number one. Mm-hmm.
Selena and Mistress.
Mm-hmm. Then Sasha. Yep.
Anitra, Mistress.
Yep.
What am I forgetting?
Or Anitra and Marsha.
Marsha, yeah. But I feel like I'm missing somebody, but okay.
You're not.
So that's Ru's ranking, technically. What do you got for us? As I get some more burp juice.
So so needless to say, Marsha got sent home. Winner were Lux and Lucy LaDuca. So I would have to say that, you know, and again, I always look at the races, and we're gonna do our separate ones here, just to, you know. But I would have to say that the leader in my clubhouse is still Sasha Colby. As much as she, even though she was in the bottom 3 this week, she did not lose enough ground to lose the number 1 spot.
Bottom 3 is still safe, as long as you're not the bottom 2.
Right. Now, and I go as far as to say that even if she was in the bottom 2, she built up a big enough lead to where she's still the odds-on favorite to win.
Could you imagine if she had another bad day and somebody had to lip sync against her and it wasn't Anitra?
Right. They're going home.
I feel bad for that person.
Yeah. So Sasha Colby, you know, but the gap that she had on people is very is slim now.
Yeah.
Number 2
for you is...
number 2 for me right now is going to be Lux Noir London.
Wow.
She has gained a lot of ground. Number 3 for me is Anitra. Even though she was in the bottom 2, I feel that based off of the overall race,
so
she still is. She's the 3rd best queen after this week. That's my feeling.
So I haven't interrupted him at all because I agree with the ranking up until now. Just statistically, she's been in the bottom twice.
Technically twice, yes.
Technically twice. And she's won one challenge.
One challenge.
Whereas
but Lucy, she also won too many challenge.
So has Lucy Duca.
I know, right?
So
maybe we could say, and the teacher could say that she finished second a couple of times too.
But Lucy has won 2 main challenges.
Yes.
And 2 mini challenges.
Yes.
So technically, Lucy would go ahead of Anitra.
Technically, yes, statistically, and if we were ranking, you know, based off of each and every week, you know what I mean. But I'm looking at the quality of the race, and everything.
So
Anitra's race
you can't
overall is of better quality.
Just because Anitra can dance and karate kick and duck walk doesn't make her better than Lucy. Now, here's my thing. It's a different style of drag. Lucy may be obnoxious and annoying, Jan, but her drag is 9 times out of 10, always on point.
Mm-hmm.
May not like really shine as bright as it should.
Although her makeup, I would have made some different decisions with the makeup this week, but hey.
Right, but overall, you have to give credit where credit is due. Despite her annoying personality sometimes or her whining, she is a really good queen.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking anything away from her.
So
that's why she's sitting at number 4 in
she would have to be number 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I will, for the show rankings, I will concede that to you, But me personally, in my personal opinion, Anitra is running the 3rd best race, of all of the drag queens.
I would say she's more favorable because they're both equally as talented in their own way.
No, yeah, I'm just saying, based off of the season and the race thus far, Anitra has the 3rd best race. After this episode, she's running the 3rd best race thus far. Lux is past her. In my opinion.
I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta put Lucy first because Lucy won. In the exact same episode that Anitra was in the bottom.
Yeah, no,
I gotta give it to Lucy.
Like I said, for the show rankings, I'm okay with having her listed at 3. It's just my personal rankings. She's at 4 for me. She's at 4.
So, there's always that one debatable thing between the two of us, and that's where we are with that. We're gonna let good enough be good be enough, or whatever the statement is.
Yeah.
Following that, I mean, who we have left? Aesthetes and Mistress, right?
Mistress and Aesthetes in that order.
And yeah, Mistress and Aesthetes. That's specifically that order. So that's our show's ranking. It would be Sasha, Lux, Anitra, or Lucy, depending on which one you ask. Mistress and Aesthetes. So my prediction was that Aesthetes would have gone home last, but this week has turned everything on its head, as we said at the beginning of the show.
Oh yes,
with Sasha being on the bottom, Marcia going home, Selena being safe. There being 2 winners of the challenge when there should have been 2 winners of the lip sync.
Right.
This show really changed up a lot for us.
Right.
So now I need to recalibrate. And I'm sorry, Selena, you're still on the chopping block.
Yeah.
You're still on the chopping block.
Yeah.
You just got saved an extra week.
Just got saved an extra week.
Remember what happened to Jax when Jax should have been home?
Remember what happened to Jax.
So that, enjoy it.
Enjoy this shit.
Because next week, those girls ain't playing with you. If you slip up one, you have no room to stumble, trip, hesitate, stutter. You have to be on it, or these girls are going to send you home.
Your ass go home.
You know what? Sometimes when there's a lot going on, going home is fun. Just relaxing, reading a good book.
Oh, a good book, you say?
Yes.
A good book, you say, sir?
A good book.
I know of a great good book that you can curl up with, sir.
Oh.
This book right here, sir.
What is this book about?
What is this book about, sir?
You know what? Every time we talk about this book, I would love for you to tell me about this book.
Well,
he's going. First off, you can't read the back of the book to get a synopsis because the people who wrote on the back of the book are just talking about me.
Yeah. And that's what the book is about. This man. There you go. You like how I did that? Life of Lust. Memoirs of the porn star. This guy right here.
In under a minute. 30 seconds if you can think of it quick enough. We've been in each other's lives for a very long time.
We have.
Is there a story that really stands out to you? It can be extremely funny or like shocking or embarrassing.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know if that's in the book.
The story you would tell?
Yeah.
I'm here. Tell me.
Well, there was this one time where we decided to, because we used to throw parties.
Yes.
And we decided to take our show on the road.
Yes.
To New York.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Wait.
That's not in the book.
That's not in the book.
But it was a fun night.
Yes, it was. But like the fact that not many people showed up. You talking about the one we did in Midtown?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, not many people showed up, but the people that did show up, it was a good time.
Okay, yeah, that's a good story.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. That's not in the book.
Not in the book. But a story that is in the book, I would have to say, would happen to be a certain party that we threw where...
I already know what this is.
there was a certain accident, certain bit of confusion, where
Let's just say someone mistaken hand sanitizer for lubrication.
Oh yeah, and went in full bore.
So if you want to know more about that story and bunches of other great entertaining stories, it's going to make you laugh, it's going to make you cry, it's going to make you upset, it's going to turn you on, it's going to turn you off. The
stressful situation that was the Purple Party.
Well, see, here's the problem with the Purple Party, because it's from my perspective.
Yeah.
It's not from his or Jeff's. Because if it was from y'all perspective, it would have been a whole other story.
Yeah.
Hell, if it was anybody else that was at that event, it would have been a different story.
Different story, yes.
So, yeah.
So make sure you go to KevynM.com. Go to that. That right there. That right there. Yeah. You can go to that right there too. Go to that website. You can go to that right there. Out of here.
No, but I would really appreciate it if you guys will support. Go to the website. I'll put it back up on the screen for you guys to go to support. Go to this website, support, buy your copy of A Life of Lust, Memoirs of the Porn Star, my memoir. Get it today. Thank you. All right, Stoney.
Thank y'all for coming. God bless you. Good night.